Hey, welcome to PW Farrell's bass lessons. I've been meaning to do some sort of just like a hello news update type of thing. I guess I might as well just do it now. Yeah, so you can find me on Instagram, P_W_Farrell, Farrell, and that's kind of like probably my version of a blog because I'm just Instagram obsessed. Also, you can check out a band called Jackal. It's Jackal. We're on. If you just search YouTube for PW Farrell Jackal, that's a little trio I'm in that plays festivals and stuff around Australia, and that's a good example of some of these concepts that we talk about here when we're talking about improvising. That's a context where you can actually hear me doing that stuff. I also got interviewed by Bass Lessons Melbourne. So if you do a YouTube search for Bass Lessons Melbourne, you can find out a lot more about me in that interview if you're interested. So what I want to talk about today is just sat down, just started practicing, and I've been thinking about that harmony lesson that I did a while back. It seems to have helped a few people, but there's still some glitches in the matrix. So I had a student just recently who he was frustrated with trying to connect the dots between knowing how to arpeggiate, knowing how to play scales that fit chords, still trying to get to that that sort of chord scale relationship thing I spoke about, and trying to get more comfortable playing through chords and not sounding like he's chasing chords. So, for example, in a blues, like say in an F blues, he'd be playing something that fits on F, and he's a beginner, so he'd be playing something, and then he gets to the 4 chord, and he's instantly then on the 4 chord and playing patterns, that fit that chord, and then back to the 1 chord, that sort of thing where he feels like he's constantly chasing the chord. So we did a little exercise. I gave him 4 chords that weren't related to each other in the traditional functional 2-5-1 sense. I gave him a C major 7 sharp 11, and then an A flat major 7 sharp 11, then an F major 7 sharp 11, and then the D flat, which is actually straight out of a Herbie tune, Tell Me a Bedtime Story. It goes... It's also the start of that Jamiroquai tune, Deeper Underground. Anyway, so I gave him those 4 chords, and I showed him this amazing Scott Henderson exercise. The beginning level, like round 1, will be just to take 1 note per chord and ascend or descend to the next appropriate note that'll fit on the chord tone. Fit on the chord, and we're thinking the whole chord. So that means you've got 7 notes to choose from, not just the 1, 3, 5, and 7. So, for example, if we start on our lowest note, if we were playing a 4 string, start on the low E, and that'll fit on the C major 7, right? Then we get to the A flat major 7. What note fits? Well, F will fit, the 6th of A flat, right? Then we get to the F major 7 sharp 11, the G will fit. Then we get to the D flat major 7 sharp 11, the A flat will fit. Then we're back to the C major, A, the 6th, goes to the A flat major 7, B flat will fit. We're to the F major 7 sharp 11, so the B will fit, the sharp 11. And then we're to the D flat major 7 sharp 11, so C will fit. And you do that all the way up and all the way down. This is a Scott Henderson exercise straight out of one of his videos. So, if you put this in the context of a standard, you could play 4 notes per chord. So, let's take a standard like Autumn Leaves, and if we did it in the key of G minor, so the first chord is a C minor, so kind of vibe. So again, if we're on a 4-string, first chord is C minor, so we play the F, the 11th, G the 5th, yep, A the 13th or 6th, B flat the 7th, and then we get to the F7, so we play, well, we could play B sharp 11, and then C the 5th, and then D the 13th, and then E flat the 7th, then we're up to the B flat major 7, sharp 11, so we can play E, and then F, and then G, and then A, and then we're up to the E flat major 7 sharp 11, or E flat major, so play B flat the 5th, you know, so on. That's the exercise. So you take a series of chords, and then just linearly you go up to the closest next possible note and then back down. Cool thing about this is though, then you can, using that concept I showed in the last video where you conjure alterations to the chord progression, you can do that here. So if we did that again, if I really wanted to get really out, I could go, okay, first chord C minor 7, so start on the 11th, right? And then go to the 5th, and I would just go to the 13, the flat 7, but now on like the F7 we can go to town. Maybe we go sharp 11B, you know, maybe we treat it like an altered. We go C sharp, the sharp 5, and then we go E flat, the 7th. You know, there's so many different ways we could have approached that. Now with the B flat, what if we make it a B flat leading augmented? So we go E the sharp 11, F sharp, the sharp 13, the sharp 5, G the 13, A the 7th. You know, it's a great exercise. And you can get up to walking speed where you just, and you're going through, you know, and you're just practicing, not particularly your walking line, but just this exercise at speed. So back to that original chord progression that I told you about, the C major, yeah, to the A flat major, to the F major, to the D flat major. Because these chords aren't, you know, typically functional, you're technically playing in a different key every chord. I mean, in a lot of jazz harmony, you could say that's true. You know, that you're technically playing in different keys in every chord. But for this example, you know, I think it's more clear and obvious that that's what's going on. So it could be tempting to chase those chords, but a great device for building a story is to actually play through the chords with related chord tones. So something like this. So I'm hitting that C. So I'm hoping it sounds like I'm playing through the chords and not chasing them. Yeah. You know, that's the idea, and the secret to it is to get used to being able to change a melodic shape to be diatonic to the harmony you're on. So, for example, if I take a really simple motif, whatever. If I go, let's just take something simple. So, yeah. So I'm trying to take a shape and then just adjust it so that it fits the harmony. The other benefit this has is that it gets you away from needing to chase patterns, which is one of the hardest things with students, I find, is trying to get them away from associating, oh, I'm playing A flat major, so I have to move to A flat major scale position. That's not A flat major scale position, that's just a pattern you use to play the instance of the scale at one point at one time. A flat major is all these things. It doesn't matter where you are. We have to get past these scales and devices and get to the point where we're just hearing it. And I think that this exercise is one way to practice that. Practice trying to hear it. So you've taken a simple line, like Anyway, that's my concept for today. Peace. I hope everyone's well. That's what I do. I drink and I know things. Alright, see ya.